Do modded accounts negatively impact the game? A lot of you might be quick to say, well, duh, yeah. But in this video, we're going to take a deep dive into modded accounts and actually answer the question whether they do negatively impact the game. And maybe, just maybe, by the end of the video, your opinion on them might have changed. Now, I asked this same question over on my TikTok in a poll, and out of the 883 people that answered, 511 of them voted no, they don't ruin the game. This is 58% of people who answered the poll voted no. Anyways, this video is going to be broken up into chapters, as you can see on screen, so feel free to skip forward if you want to go to a specific area. But without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, so firstly, what actually is a modded / duplicate account? I went over this in my previous video, but I'll repeat it for those of you who didn't see. Basically, a modded account is an account that has been, well, modded to have loads of stuff. They've been modded to have stuff such as a very high level, lots of money, a very high or very low KD, and then some other stuff such as glitched outfits. Some of them come with fast run and stuff like that. What happens is one account will be modded to have all of that, and then that account just gets duplicated, and then the duplicates are sold on. So that's why loads of these accounts are basically identical in their stats. Now, with that introduction out of the way, let's get into one of the main parts, which is, are all modded account users griefers? Modded accounts have a reputation for all being tryhards, griefers, trolls, whatever you want to call them. And it's understandable to see why, right? Especially when they're all coming with these very high KDs and these modded tryhard outfits. But what people got to understand is that not all modded accounts are griefers, and modded accounts weren't the start of griefers either. Griefers, tryhards, they've been around a lot longer than modded accounts have. Like, this game's been out for nearly, what, 12 years now? And modded accounts have only really become popularized within the last couple years. And to be honest, there's not even been a spike in griefers or anything in the last few years. Like, they've always been there. I have no doubt some of these people, you know, some of these griefers would have gone on to buy modded accounts because of convenience, and we'll get into why people buy them in a moment. But regardless if they get banned or not, they're just going to go back to their old account and continue to grief. Like, do you get what I'm trying to say? Griefers have always been around. They're not just around because of modded accounts. And to be honest, I don't understand why people cry about tryhards and griefers in 2024. Like, it is quite sad, especially considering the fact these days it is so easy to grind. You can grind in an invite only lobby. You don't have to experience griefers. Back in my days, sure, you know, when I was doing vehicle cargo in a public lobby and I got blown up, I would be pissed off. But these days I can just do that in an invite only lobby. And to be honest, a lot of the best ways of grinding and making money, such as KO, the contract DLC, like the agency work, you don't even have to do them in a public session. Like, there's no rewards for doing it in a public session because all the finales are outside of it. So the best ways to make money you can all do in an invite only. So if you're then doing that in a public session and you end up getting blown up, that's kind of on yourself. And furthermore, going back to what I said, this game's been out for 12 years. If you haven't bettered your PvP skills and learned how to avoid and deal with griefers, again, that's kind of on you. You've had over a decade to get better at the game and fight griefers and defend yourself. So if you can't, that is literally just a skill issue. The only exception to this is if they're exploiting something like God mode, which God mode is for fucking losers. But tangent aside, tryhards, griefers, trolls, again, whatever you want to call them, they've existed long before modded accounts, and they'll exist longer after them as well. So to say that all modded account users are griefers, or that modded accounts have increased the amount of griefers, is just a straight up lie. Some people enjoy the game by just blowing people up, and we have to deal with that. That's just life. If your biggest worry in life is getting blown up and trolled in like a 12-year-old video game, you really need to reconsider your life choices. So now we move on to who actually buys modded accounts, and more importantly, why they buy them. The number one reason people buy modded accounts, it's not for the level, it's not for the KD, it's not even for the fast run, it's for the money. Not having to worry about money in GTA is such a beautiful thing, and I can tell you that from experience. On one of my old accounts, I grinded to over 1 billion legit, and I did not enjoy grinding. Maybe for the first few years when I was new to the game and I was just experiencing everything, but after that it became tedious and boring really fucking quick. But I still grinded. I was still able to afford everything I wanted to, but I still had to manage my money, and this was long before, you know, KO and stuff was a thing. But then, as some of you might remember, there was a silly little exploit a few years ago that allowed you to get 2 million every like 30 seconds or something crazy like that. And after doing this exploit, there was about a week before my account ended up getting reset. But in that week where I could just buy anything I wanted and not have to worry about money, that was one of the most fun experiences I've had on GTA. That week alone where I could just buy anything was so much more fun than the hours upon hours I spent grinding all them years before. And that's the same thing that's happening here with modded accounts. People are buying them so they don't have to grind, so they don't have to, you know, worry about money. Now, this obviously upsets grinders because the thought of not playing this game like a 9-to-5 job and trying to convince yourself you're having fun, it just rattles them. When it comes to situations like this, grinders like to remind everyone that they played the game legit just to boost whatever's left of their self-respect. They do just think they are like some sort of superior breed for playing the game like a 9-to-5 job. And look, I'm no stranger to the grind. I was a grinder for many years. I made over 1 billion legit, it, and you know, I know how it is. But the second I found out about duplication glitches and better ways to make money, I just went and did that instead, because why wouldn't you? And for the record, no, none of the accounts I've used duplication glitches on have been banned. I still have all of their millions, even billions in some cases. This is kind of long, but my point being, if there is a better way to make money than grinding, naturally you're going to use it. So when the opportunity comes up to have trillions in game, like, you're going to take it. That's why so many people buy these modded accounts, because what happens then is people can just buy anything and not have to worry about money. And from speaking around, believe it or not, a lot of people who buy these modded accounts are just casual players or car guys. So casual players just want to buy everything, max it out, enjoy the game, not have to worry about grinding, and just play the game. And it's the same with car guys. I know a lot of car guys who, you know, like collecting cars, like modding them up, but in today's GTA economy is very fucking expensive. Like the recent update added like a cop car, which is 5 million. That's insane. I remember everyone freaking out back in the day when the T20 came out and it was like 2.2 mil. So being a car guy in GTA is a very expensive hobby. So if you could just have trillions and buy any car, mod it up however the fuck you like, and collect all of these cars and then go to car meets, race them, whatever it is you like to do, you're gonna do it, aren't you? Obviously taking away from the side that they got banned, right? This is just going on why people buy modded accounts, not necessarily the ban. But yeah, if you can have loads of money just to fuck around and enjoy the game with, you're gonna do it. You know, you're gonna get the modded account. So to answer the question, long story short, the main reason people buy modded accounts is so they have loads of money so they can actually enjoy the game and do what they want to do. Like there's a difference between the part of the game you have to play and the part of the game you want to play. So in GTA, the part of the game you have to play is getting the money, but the part of the game you want to play is having all that money and spending it and just enjoying yourself. And a lot of people say, oh, you know, the game gets boring when you have loads of money though. No, it doesn't. The point of the game isn't to get money. GTA is an online free roam experience where you can do whatever the fuck you want, and that is the point of the game. That's how you play it, by just doing whatever you want. If you enjoy racing, you do racing. If you enjoy making money, you do money. If you enjoy, you know, PvP, you fight people. A lot of people enjoy the grind. They play the game, you know, to make money. So the thought of having all that money already and then not having to grind, it just bores them, right? Because they enjoy the grind. Somehow they enjoy working for their money, but not everyone wants to play the game like that. A lot of people just enjoy the game in different ways. So sure, to some people, unlimited money might make the game boring, but to other people, like the people buying these modded accounts, clearly it doesn't. It just makes the game more fun. Just quickly, some other points I want to include. First of all, it helps new players get into the game. Yes, despite this being a 12-year-old game, loads of people are still joining the game for the first time, but a lot of people might be thinking about getting GTA Online, but then thinking, well, the next game's coming out next year. Is it really worth me grinding a whole year just for it to be worth nothing next year? Because let's face it, when GTA 6 comes out, I don't think anyone's going to be staying on 5. But if they can buy a modded account to have everything, then they can just spend that year enjoying the game, experiencing everything for the first time, but having loads of money just to actually enjoy the game with, instead of spending all that time grinding to get stuff just for it to be over within a year. You see what I mean? Next up is the fact it just actually helps people enjoy the game. Like, a lot of people might not want to play GTA, but then the thought of having all this money just to enjoy the game with, it might bring more players back to the game, increasing the community and the active player count, which is just good for everyone. I've seen a lot of people say it actually helps them play with their friends on different platforms, which I can completely see why. Like, obviously I play PC myself, but if I wanted to play with people on PlayStation because there's no crossplay, I'd have to make a new account and grind the game for like the 4th fucking time, which is obviously something I don't really want to do, just to play with people who are only on PlayStation. But if I can just skip all the grinding, have the money, and go enjoy the game with them by having a modded account, then that's just 10 times better. And finally, just to reiterate a point from earlier, most of the people buying these accounts aren't griefers or tryhards. Griefers have always existed. Modded accounts haven't been the birth of them, and they'll still be around long after modded accounts are gone. People just see the modded fits and like the billion KD and assume, yeah, he's a tryhard or he's a griefer, when that's not the case. These just come with the accounts whether you like it or not. Anyways, finally, to draw a conclusion, do modded accounts negatively impact the game? Not really. Whether you like them or not, it comes down to personal opinion, but to say they actually negatively impact the game, it's just not true, is it? Like, if anything, they bring more players to the game, which is more people in the lobbies enjoying the game and just messing about with. Like, I don't see how that's a bad thing. The number one gripe people have with these accounts is just thinking they're all griefers or trolls, which isn't true. And regardless, griefers will always exist. They've always been around. So you might not like modded accounts, but they're not actually doing anything to harm the game. Or at least they weren't doing anything to harm the game. I mean, they're all being banned now. And just to reiterate, this video isn't just me coping. Like, I don't have a modded account. I've never bought a modded account. Like, I've never been banned. I just see a lot of people unnecessarily hating on modded accounts because mainly they just don't understand what they are. They just think every one of them is a tryhard or a griefer. Anyways, boys, we're going to end the video here. Comment down below whether you agree or disagree with some of the things I mentioned. And if you do disagree and you think they are negatively impacting the game, please comment a few reasons why. I'd be really interested to go and read them. This video is kind of long, and I do apologize if a lot of it's waffle, but But thank you so much for watching till the end. I just want to say as well, thank you so much for the support on the previous video. Like, that just unexpectedly blew up, and I can't thank you guys enough. And of course, if you have any video ideas, like any commentary topics you want me to talk about, go ahead and comment them down below. But as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.